Radio 49, and we will see you live as we also live on YouTube and on Facebook as well. 49ers Postgame, as we're on the air here at we're here at the Hyatt Regency Hotel right now, and a lot of you coming in, checking us out on Niners Radio 49. Postgame, we'll give you a full recap of the game. We'll give you the scoreboard, I should say, scoreboard, everything. All of you coming in, checking us out on Niners Radio 49. And we're going to get everybody on those on our social media flaps, or checking us out on Satellite Digital Media News and Niners Radio 49 on our Facebook page. We'll check everybody in on our stream. And we're going to recap this game for sure. Give you, those of you on Satellite Digital Media, we'll give in a little bit. We'll give you the full of week number 14 as we get you ready for the stretch drive. And we're just checking everybody in on our platforms. If you want to come and talk 49ers football, our hotline number is 415 349-3743. That's 415-349-3743. Niners with a big victory over the Seattle Seahawks. Not only the Niners with that win, they win their game. Rams lost in overtime, a heartbreaker to the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore. They end up losing that game in overtime. So we're going to give you everything coming up on the scores as getting ready to get packed here at a busy night when the Niners are winning, and this is a great business. We'll talk about the game. We'll just break down what's going on, and so we're going to get things started here on Niners Radio 49. Niners winners today. They now improved their record to 10-3. And a lot. So, in case you had just missed it, a lot's been talked about. Of course, Demar Lenoir, second time in the week, a 49er player was ejected. It was Seahawks wide receiver DK Metcalf was ejected for that cheap personal foul penalty on Fred Warner after the interception, and then Demar Lenoir retaliated, and he ended up getting a game's misconduct ejection foul penalty. If he didn't retaliate, they would have that right there would have gave the Niners the 15-yard penalty, but instead it was a offsetting penalty. And the Niners able to hold on to win 28-16. Niners, by the way, they're 10-3 now in the NFC West. They now have a commanding 4-game lead over the Seattle Seahawks. And all intents and purposes, their magic number now to clinch the NFC West with only 4 games left is down to 1. They could do that next weekend with a win or a Seahawks loss versus but the Niners or a Rams loss. So the 49ers are actually getting a lot of fans coming in. If you want to come and talk 49ers football, our number right now is 415-549-3743 is the hotline number. 415-549-3743 is our hotline number. Go ahead. If you want to talk 49ers football, the place is packed here at the Hyatt Regency Hotel. And it's a great place to come after every 49er victory. The faithful is here. Niners 10-3. Niners sweeping the Seahawks for the second straight year. This is after the 49ers end up where the Seahawks had their way. The Niners at one point had lost 17 out of 21 games, including the NFC Championship, where the Seahawks for nearly a decade dominating the 49ers. Now the balance of powers has shifted from the Seahawks to the Niners. We're going to get to some of the post-game pressers down the Niner locker room. We'll try to get some audio feed from 49er.com via from our good friends from NBC Sports Bay Area. And it's presented by the Gold Rush Collection. Celebrate like a champion. Try the Joe Montana Collection at Gold Rush Whiskeys. Check them out at goldbarwhiskey.com. Goldbarwhiskey.com. And also must be 21 and over. And always, please drink responsibly, especially during this holiday season. So we're here live at the Hyatt Regency Hotel on Niners Radio 49 in our main on Satellite Digital Media, Professor B Media. Like for all you Niner fans who want to come on talk 49er football, the hotline is 415-549-3743. We got a lot of scoreboard action. Rams lost also early in the day, and the Seahawks, Niners beating them head-to-head. Niners have a 4-game lead over both of those teams in the NFC West. And I'm looking right now on our monitor, the Eagles, the big game of the night. Niners doing scoreboard watching. The Niners, as the Philadelphia Eagles taking on their longtime nemesis, the Dallas Cowboys, down at Arlington. And it's very weird that Niner fans have to root for their rivalry to knock off the Eagles. If the Eagles would have lost tonight, coupled with the Niners win, will move into a virtual tie for the top spot of the NFC. They will be the number 1 seed, and they own the tiebreaker over both Dallas and Philadelphia. Whoever comes out of that as a division winner, if they finish dead even, the Niners will have both of those tiebreakers. So, Niner faithful, if you want to come on talk 49er football, the hotline right now, 415-549-3743 is the hotline right now. If you want to talk 49ers football right now, we're got on our live stream. Niners winning it 28-16 is the final score. So right now, Niners improved to 10-3 and sit alone in the NFC West, and they could wrap up the NFC West title outright next week with a win over the Arizona Cardinals down in the desert down in Arizona. And we are going to be having some more Niner fans come on. We'll talk about this game. Yeah, oh, sure. Hold on. So we're going to keep on rolling right now. If you want to come on, talk 49 football, 415. It's 415. 415-549-3743. Oh, by the way, the Detroit Lions were upset by the Chicago Bears at Soldier Field. So that changes everything. Not only the Niners pick up ground, sweeping the Seahawks, and the Rams losing, Detroit Lions also lost. So the Niners, with a 10-3 record, sits dead alone atop at least assured themselves as at the very least, the number 2 seed spot in the NFC. As the Lions lose to the Chicago Bears in Soldier Field. So now they're ready. So with their loss, they now drop to 9-4. Niners are 9-5. Niners are 10-3 with the number 2 spot, and they could move into the number 1 seed if the Eagles lose to Dallas tonight on Sunday Night Football. Look at some of these stats for Brock Purdy during this 5-game winning streak. He has thrown only 3 interceptions in the last 5 games, 13 passes, 2 interceptions in the last 5 games. Deebo Samuel, who also had another big game, had two. He had ended up getting 2 more touchdowns. Excuse me. Did you get this for me? Yeah. Thank you. Thanks. A 49er fan just gave me a nice, got me a nice soda. That was very, very nicely. Thank you. So, and I don't even drink though, so I just kind of go with water and soda. Just can't drink on the job, but I think this is thank you. I really thank you for that Niner fan hooking me up with a drink. Though thank you guys for the love all throughout this year. Niners Radio 49. If you're watching on Facebook right now, on our Facebook page, check us out right now. Our hotline number right now is area code 415-549-3743. I got the wrong number, so I'm going to have to correct this post. That was a terrible. We apologize for the inconvenience. It was 549. So I might have to repost this again. I made a mistake on that. So if you're watching right now on Niners Radio 49, for our Crook and Kite page, for people who are watching, I'm going to send you the hotline to get in. Those of you watching on some of my platform, social media people, check on in, 415-549-3743. Talk 49ers football. We're continuing to try to build this thing, and it's very festive here as we're in getting close to the midway point, mid-December. Niner fans, this is a great place at this time of the year. We see a lot of Niner fans here. Niners winning it this afternoon, 28-16. And we'll all have to talk about now for the second time in a week. Another 49er player getting ejected. Last week it was Dre Greenlaw getting ejected for that body slam hit on the Eagles receiver. That brouhaha, and then after that, right after that, this week, Demir Lemur gets tossed for retaliating, and looks like he's going to be getting a call from getting a notice from the league office for a possible fine. So he'll probably lose some of that Game Check holiday Christmas presents, and so we're going to also give you some scores around the NFL in Week 14. A lot of you watching on satellite digital media, Buffalo was winners. That game just concluded 20-17. Buffalo Bills with a big win, a must-win game. And they're right now 7-6, but they're 2.5 games behind the Miami Dolphins. And the Chiefs losing consecutive losses for the first time since they have their 4th loss in their last 6 games. And then, the Dolphins right now owns that top spot, or now they're a half game behind Baltimore. You look at the rest of that schedule for the rest. So this is going to be a wild race to the end for who's going to get in for the postseason, and it should be a good one. And the 49ers sitting pretty right now. If the Eagles lose tonight to the Cowboys, the Niners will jump to the top spot in the NFC. And the Niners want to try to a time where you want to play your best football. About 5 o'clock Pacific local time. Niner fans, you want to come on? Check us out at 415 or 415 549 3743. 415-549-3743. We're on YouTube as well. YouTube.com/at Niners Radio 49. That's YouTube.com/at Niners Radio 49. If you want to come on talk 49ers football, we're now just 1 minute past the top of the hour, 5 o'clock local time. We're going to be talking about this game. You know, we're going to try to check out some other news. And before the game, they had made some roster moves. I didn't even know this. 49ers placing punt return special team specialist Ray McLeod on injury remote on the IR list. They promoted to a wide receiver, activate more rosters. So Chris Conley was activated to the team's practice squad to make room. They made Ray McLeod on the IR. And then safety Eric Harrison, running back Jerry McNichols added enhanced to the roster. So that was some of the. So right now we're gonna get into our Niner feed and try to get.
Hey, I gotta dab you up for that jersey, my boy. That shit's nice.
Thank you.
Classic. Hell yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Watch the mouth because I'm on live though, so just want to be careful that. Yeah. We can't. We don't have no instant replays. Once it's said on the air, we can't replay it back. But thank you. Thank you. Love the McCaffrey jersey. Thank you. Y.A. Tittle. So we're gonna try to get some more people on, or try to get our. I want to take a look at the takeaways of this victory. We want to we're gonna hear from some of the fans and some of the Niner feed we have here is presented by Yahoo. The Niners continuing, and Fred Warner quoted the week leading up to this game, that they're done with Philly and they've got to focus on Seattle. So it is a very festive atmosphere at Levi's Stadium. We're trying to pull up just a reminder, 2020. We're just trying to get into some more. So we're going to try to do some pressers right now, and we're going to hear from Kyle Shanahan, Brock Purdy due to their victory. We're going to let you listen to some of that. We'll wait until this just to, for the audio to be available. So when we're going to we're going to get a chance right now just to take a look of the recap of the game. We got Niner faithful here. It is packed. And So we're going to try to and also Niner fans, if you want to have any videos or any photos from the game you came, please let me know. Subscribe. And we want to just add more, add a lot of the video atmosphere, a lot of the video. So we got a lot going on. I'm trying to see if we can pull up some video. They may have been done already. As so, we're just going to do the scoreboard right now and just wait until they're available. Debo having another great day. He's going to be another candidate for one of the candidates for Offensive Player of the Year. And Niners completing their season sweep over the Seahawks. First time the 49ers post together back-to-back season sweeps. They've now beaten the Seahawks now 5 in a row. And then looking up right here, right now, the Eagles and the Cowboys, they're going to be playing on NBC Sunday Night Football as we're live here. It's right now the Eagles with a win will pretty much all intents and purposes have that division 3-0 and 3-1. Common the games, Dallas is 7-2, Eagles are 6-2. Conference, the Eagles are 6-1. Their only loss was to your San Francisco 49ers last Sunday. So if you look at the percentages right now, the Eagles have the 70% chance. The Niners are. You look at the Seahawks or the Niners, the Eagles next. Or the Niners, I should say, next Sunday they'll play the Arizona Cardinals. Then 2 weeks from tomorrow night they'll play on Christmas night, and then they'll play the Ravens. That could be a preview, a rematch of Super Bowl 47. Could be a preview of Super Bowl 58. As the Niner faithful, they are hearing the noise behind me. As the Cowboys and the Eagles getting ready to play head-to-head down at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. As we're getting all the feedback from their watching a little bit of Football Night in America on NBC Sports. Of course, that game's on NBC. Mike Tirico, Chris Collinsworth with the call. And we got one Niner fan with the retro Niner jacket. The vintage satin jacket. That's a throwback, the classic. That's a vintage classic. I love that. I love the. I do. Yep. So, looking at this, we're going to just get to the Niner fans who want to come on by. Five four 415-549 3743 is the hotline number. They're getting ready for the Sunday night game, Eagles and Cowboys. That's on NBC Sports. We're here at the Hyatt Regency. In case you just missed it earlier today, Niners defeat the Seattle Seahawks by a score of. They end up winning by a score of. And you can hear all the noise in the background. Boy, it's like a zoo here, and it's a festive atmosphere when the team is winning. So we've seen it all over the years, doing when we used to do our halftime stuff over at Dave's Bar and Grill, and over on the other side from this hotel, it used to be, some quiet times when the 49ers were not playing all that great. And then, of course,
2019, they went to the Super Bowl 4 years ago, and then, now 4 years later, and we're in a bare spot now, and, you look at all of the fans right now, just you hear the background of the music or the background of the fans just enjoying in the moment. The Niners getting another victory. And we're going to recap. We're going to recap this game right now. We're now at 5:11. If you're watching on Professor B Media, Satellite Digital Media, or Niners Radio 49, 5:11, 11 minutes past the top of the hour of 5 o'clock local time. So we are going to I'm going to pull up the app, and we're just going to recap the game, and we're going to do all the scoreboards. And so we're going to get you right to the scoreboard. We're going to do all the scores as well. Those of you, we're just going to do the recap on Niners Radio 49, just a quick recap. Then we're going to go off the air on Niners Radio 49 on our YouTube channel. And then we'll do the full week number 14 around the scoreboard and give you the update on the playoff picture as well. So let's start it off in the first quarter. The Niners had the possession. Jordan Mason scored on a touchdown after Christian McCaffrey scored on a touchdown. That put San Francisco up 7-0. Then Drew Lock connected with wide receiver DK Metcalf for a 31-yard touchdown, and that tied the game at 7-7. Then Jason Myers kicked a 40-yard field goal that made it 10-7 in favor of the 49ers, or say Seattle. And that was a short lead because on 3rd and 11, with 8:26 to go in the first half, Brock Purdy connected with Deebo Samuel for a 54-yard touchdown. That made it 14-10 for the 49ers. In that drive, the Niners used up, in that drive, 5 plays, 83 yards, 2 minutes and 54 seconds. That put San Francisco up 14-10 at the intermission. Then in the third quarter, the Niners increased their lead to 21-10 when Deebo Samuel rushed for a 1-yard touchdown. Jake Moody made the extra point, 21-10. Then Drew Lock connected with Colby Parkinson for a 25-yard touchdown. The 2-point conversion was missed, and the Niners held on to a 5-point lead. Then in the fourth quarter, Brock Purdy connected with George Kittle for a 44-yard touchdown. Moody makes his extra point. 28-16 is the final score. So let's take a look at our final game stats. 19 first downs for the 49ers, 17 for the Seahawks. Niners were 6 of 11 on third down efficiency. The Seahawks was just a dismal 2 for 11. Neither team, Seahawks were 0 for 1 on fourth down. Niners did not even attempt not one single fourth down. The Niners 527 total yards of offense to the Seahawks 324. 354 yards passing for the Niners to 254. 173 yards rushing to the Seahawks 70. Total plays, Seahawks had 2 more plays in San Francisco, 55 to the Niners 53. Completion attempts, 22 of 31, 19 of 27. Total rush, 23 of 20. Both teams committed 2 turnovers. The Niners were penalized 5 times for 30 yards. Seattle 5 times for 39. And the Niners had 173 yards, and they rushed the ball 23 times. So as for a team, for the 49ers, they had 173 yards, and they averaged 7.5, almost 8 yards a carry per pop. So when you if you carry the ball at least 20 times or more, the Niners good chance you're going to have a chance to win. And then let's look at the final stat numbers. Looking at the stat numbers, Brock Purdy was 19 of 27, 368 yards, 2 touchdowns. Christian McCaffrey had CMC. He had 145 yards on 16 carries. He averaged 9 yards per carry. And then Debo, 149 yards in receptions. Debo averaged 21.2 yards. 21.2 yards per catch in the game. In addition, as we look at the stats for San Francisco, Debo Samuel had 1 carry for a yard. And then Brandon Ayuk was 6 catches for 126 yards, averaged 21 yards. And then he had 150 all-purpose. Then on the kicking and on special teams, Debo had 2 kick returns for 21 yards. So he ended up having 171 yards. He had 171 yards. And I'm looking at, he had 171 yards. He had 7 balls caught. He had 8 touches. 10. So he ended up having touched the ball 10 yards. He had 2 kick returns for 21 yards. Debo averaged 171 all-purpose yards, averaging 121 point. He averaged 21.3 yards per catch, and then he averaged 21.3 yards per catch, and then 21.3 yards per catch, all-purpose yards. Christian McCaffrey averaged 9 yards, and then he had 145. McCaffrey had 1 catch for 8 yards, 153. McCaffrey he averaged 9 yards. McCaffrey will end up 153 all-purpose yards from scrimmage, averaging 9 yards per catch. And then George Kittle had targeted 5 times, 3 catches, 76 yards, averaging 25.3 yards per catch, including that 44-yard touchdown. And then Mitch Wisnowski punted 5 times. He averaged 49.2 yards. Remember, he tried to go for that fake punt for that first down, but then he would have got the first down, but then that illegal man in the block by Ronnie Bell wiped out that big game that would have put the Niners deep in Seattle territory, but it got wiped out. But he had another great day, maybe the best punter in the NFC. So and then that was how the story. the final totals with the Seahawks, with Seattle, the final numbers of the day, as Derek Locke threw for 269 yards, 2 touchdowns, filling in for the injured Geno Smith, who did not play in the game because he was hurt. Zach Charbonnet, 9 carries for 44 yards. Then DK Metcalf, 2 balls, 52 yards, and a touchdown. That before he was ejected for that personal foul on Fred Warner. Left the game with the Niners defense kept him only just 2 balls caught for 52 yards. So with the win, the 49ers improved their record to 10-3, and with their win, coupled with the Detroit Lions falling to the Chicago Bears at Soldier Field, the Niners sit alone as the number 2 seed in the NFC. The Niners with their victory. Looking at the standings, the Niners with their victory. The Niners with their victory are now, they have a commanding 4-game lead over both the Rams and Seahawks. Rams will lose earlier in the day to the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore in overtime, 37-31. And then the Seahawks are now 6-7. In fact, the Rams now move ahead of the 49ers for second place in the NFC West because they've already beaten the Seahawks twice head-to-head. So the Rams have that tiebreaker. And then the Eagles are playing the New York Giants right now down at Arlington at AT&T Stadium. A win for the Cowboys over the Eagles, that will put the Niners right back into the number 1 spot in the NFC. And then looking at the NFC playoff standings for the NFC, Niners are just a half game back and now have won 5 in a row since that 3-game losing streak. The Detroit Lions with that loss now, the Niners now have a 1-game lead over the Detroit Lions plus the tiebreaker, so they'll have a better conference record. By the way, the 49ers with that win, the Niners are 8-1 in conference play. Detroit is now 6-3. And then Tampa Bay Buccaneers with their win are 6-7 back in first place in the NFC, in the inferior NFC South. The Rams now would now be back at a half game behind the Green Bay Packers for that 7th and final wild card spot. Seattle now is a half game back as well. So the Niners' next game will be 1 week from today. They'll travel down to the Southwest to take on the Arizona Cardinals down at State Farm State Stadium in Arizona. They'll go down to Arizona to take on the Arizona Cardinals. The kickoff time will be at 1:05 game. That game will be on CBS and on the U.S. Bank 49ers Radio Network with Greg Papa and Tim Ryan. We'll give you the play-by-play in action from the desert as we're looking at the scoreboard, and the Cowboys are starting to drive downfield, do a little action. Eagles and Cowboys. It feels weird that we're rooting for the Cowboys and the Cowboys to beat the Eagles because these are 2 teams that the Niners faithful do not like at all. And we're watching on our NBC monitor, give you a little play-by-play. It's 1st and 10 for the Cowboys. Dak Prescott calling the signals for the Cowboys. Getting underway, no score, first quarter. Handoff to the running back, breaks to the outside. He gets a first down, and they're getting deep into Philadelphia territory. Hassan Reddick with the stop. So we're going to give you a little play-by-play action, a little in-game depth action. We're at 5:25, 5 minutes before the bottom of the hour of 5:30 Pacific time. You're watching on Facebook Live and on Night Radio. If you want to come and talk 49ers football before we wrap it up, 415-43. It's 415-549-3743. 415-549-3743. Dallas Cowboys getting the ball first in this first quarter. Dak Prescott is marching the Cowboys down. So it's second down to 8. Ball at the 31-yard line. Hand off to the running back. Breaks to the outside. He's fighting, getting close to the first down. I know it sounds weird, but we got to hope that the Eagles lose to the Cowgirls tonight. The Niners will move into that top spot for the number 1 overall seed. And the Cowboys are still have a say of the NFC East title. So when we talked with former Philadelphia Eagle, former Redskin, Brian Mitchell, that this race is a lot of football left. Third down and 1. It was just short. Dak Prescott gets the quarterback keeper, left for a Cowboy first down. Cowboys marching down the field where 11-12 left to play in the first quarter. Doing a little overtime extra, keeping tabs on the scoreboard. Remember, if the Eagles lose, the 49ers will move into that number 1 spot for the NFC for home field advantage throughout the playoffs. First and 10, ball at the 22-yard line. Man in motion is Lamb. Back to throw is Prescott. He got a man. It is, what are they going to call it? I think it's going to be incomplete. Incomplete. So that would be second down and 10. It was an incomplete pass. He caught it out of bounds. Second down and 10. Doing a little Niners. CeeDee Lamb is the intended target. Last time against the Eagles, he had 11 balls caught for 191 yards. Second and 10, ball at the 22-yard line. Is Prescott back to throw. Screen pass. He breaks to the outside. We'll see where they're going to mark the ball. He's just shy of a first down. It's going to be a third down play coming up. So we're going to be doing a little multitasking, though, too. The little play-by-play. On a third down play. 3rd and 2. He's just Cowboys need 2 yards for a first down. They need to get to about the 11 for first. Shotgun formation is Prescott. Prescott back to pass. Has his time. Looking. He's trying to find. He's going to run it. It's a good block through the screen. It's caught by Lamb. So to the end zone for a touchdown, but there's a flag. There's a flag on the play. And it could be against Dallas. Penalty marker on the play. That could be a holding call. And it's a touchdown. It's a touchdown. And it's a 12-yard connection from Dak Prescott to CeeDee Lamb. It's a 10-play, 75-yard drive for Dallas. They're on the board first. Looking at this replay right here, Prescott trying to find an open real estate flat. He connects with CeeDee Lamb for a Cowboy touchdown. As CeeDee Lamb just walks into the end zone for a touchdown. Here comes the extra point. And the ball is placed down. The kick is on its way, and it is good. Timeout on the field with an even 10 minutes left to play in the first quarter. Cowboys lead the Philadelphia Eagles 7-0 on a 12-yard touchdown connection from Dak Prescott to wide receiver CeeDee Lamb. So it's just doing a little play-by-play extra on satellite or on Niners Radio 49 and on our satellite digital media page as well. So we're going to just take a look around the rest of the scoreboard in the NFL as we're just going to sort out everything. So you look at the NFC playoff picture again. The Niners are at least the number 2 spot in the NFC. They sit there at the Cowboys would own the first wild card spot. Then The Vikings were winners today, and in Green Bay, they now would be the number 7 spot right now. It would be the 6th seed. Green Bay would be the 7th, and then the Rams at 6 and 7. The LA Rams would be on the outside looking in. Remember, the Packers own the tiebreaker over Los Angeles. The Rams own the tiebreaker over Green Bay. And then other teams on the bubble: Atlanta sits at Seattle 6 and 7, Falcons 6 and 7, Saints 6 and 7. The Bears with a shocking upset. They trail by 2 games for that last playoff spot. So, and that was how the scoreboard ended. That's it from here on. For all of you watching on Niners Radio 49, that's the story it went this afternoon. Niners were winners over the Seahawks. We'll have Niners Radio Victory Monday, the aftermath on Monday. Niners Radio 49. Check us out at youtube.com/@Niners Radio 49. Niners were winners 28-16. They complete a season sweep of the Seahawks. Have now won 5 in a row, including the playoff last year. And their next game is 1 week from today against the Arizona Cardinals down in Arizona. Kickoff time is at 1:05. Game will be on CBS Sports. So from here at the Hyatt Regency, so long. 49ers were winners of the Seahawks 28-16. Niners Radio 49ers association with the Satellite Digital Media News Network. 49ers football, faithful to the Bay. Go Niners!